Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to Daily Life for another episode on minutiae of daily living in North America. Topic for today is Thursday, the 10th of October, 2013, and we're talking about parking today. Now, let's just get something straight right off the bat here. Driving and parking are two extremely separate things. They should never be confused. One is extremely enjoyable, the other is extremely painful. Parking is the painful one. Driving is great. I love driving. Who doesn't like to drive down the freeway with the wind in their hair and the sun at their back as they go to whatever pursuit they're going to do? Everybody loves driving. Nobody likes parking. I'm going to tell you why in this episode. Parking is a problem because people don't know how to do it. And I don't know why. I think I touched on it yesterday as I was closing the show. They teach that in driver's ed. They just do. And so I don't know how people screw it up so much. But they do. And I'm going to be talking about some various types of parking today. First thing I want to talk about is parking in large, busy places. I'm thinking like grocery stores, department stores, malls, big parking lots. It causes a number of problems, doesn't it? First of all, it would be helpful if people would stay on the correct side of the aisle, okay? I know it's a parking lot, and there are no yellow lines that divide the middle of the little spaces where you drive in between the parking spaces. There are no yellow lines. That does not entitle you to drive on the wrong side of the road. I understand if you need to swing around and get in, and you can maneuver to get in and like make a wide turn and come into your space. But when you're just driving through looking for a space, the rules of the road are still in effect. You must stay to the right. This is my right, it's the camera's left. I'm sorry if you're confused. Stay to the right. It is important because other vehicles will be coming at you from the right because they're on the right side of the road. So if you're not on the right hand side of the road, i.e. if you're on the wrong side or the left side in North America, you will get hit by a car in the parking lot. And that is unpleasant. So please, for the sanity of everybody who uses parking lots, stay to the right. Now, that is only one problem. I want to talk about parking on the street. Parking on the street. It can be a good thing, You parallel park in the street. You don't even have to go into a parking lot. It's kind of nice, You don't have to pay the ridiculous $20 for half an hour fee that they charge in parking lots if you can find a space in the street. You just put a couple of quarters in the meter there and everything's hunky-dory. But it requires you to parallel park. Now I know it's 2013 and they have cars that do it for you now, but seriously folks, this is a skill that if you're going to drive, you have to be able to do it. There is a reason why it's like the number one thing on every driving exam in the entire world. Because if you can't parallel park, people will say, well, I don't need to parallel park because the cars do it for you now, and how many people actually parallel park, but it's that one time that you have to parallel park. That's why they teach it to you. Because yes, you may not do it very often. You may only have to do it once a year. But if in that one time that you have to do it, you take 10 minutes, people will be mad. I can guarantee you. The people behind you will not be happy. And so that's why it's important that you learn how to parallel park. I think everybody should take a course on just parking on the street. Another thing you have to learn how to do is read the signs correctly. A lot of people apparently don't know how to read signs. If it says no parking between 3 and 6, it's rush hour, it's because you can't park there. It leads to gridlock. I talked about gridlock in public transit on Monday. Um, Parking has a lot to do with gridlock, especially when you park on the street. Now, parking, it's another one of those times where I have to collect my thoughts and think of something else to say. I told you what happened, and I'm in stall mode right now as I run out of things to talk about parking. There was another thing I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, I want to talk about the cars that can do it for you now. I know that there are, I think Ford has a car out, or some cars that do it for you. I'm not sure about the other big companies, but I know Ford does. That's great. I'm all for that. But until every single car like every car on the road has that ability, we need to be teaching people how to parallel park. If there's any driving instructors out there, you're doing it. First of all, you're doing a great job, because it's a hard job. Like I get that it's a hard job. I wouldn't want it. And you're doing a great job. Just focus on the parallel parking, because people don't know how to do it. People don't know how to park in general. Driving seems to be okay, but parking, I don't know where we as a society went there. Okay. Oh, I know another thing I want to talk about. Parking at gas stations. This is a serious thing. Like, this is like, parking on the street is nothing compared to people at gas stations. I mean, if you have a low tank of gas and you gotta be somewhere now and you need that tank of gas, I mean, it's like a war zone sometimes at gas stations. And people will not follow the regular flow of things. A lot of gas stations are designed for cars to go in one way, park at the pump, fill up with gasoline, and then go out and continue on. And some people, I don't know why, think that it's okay if they kind of sneak in the other way and back in. Why do people think that's okay to do? It's not. You know, I cannot express to you the feeling I get when somebody steals my spot at a gas station. It's, you know, it's not cool. You're stigmatized if you do that. I could use colorful language, but this is a family program, so I'm not going to describe people who sneak in at gas stations. Just don't do it. I don't care what the excuse is. Everybody has excuses for things. I don't care if you were in a rush. I'm in a rush too. Your time's more valuable than mine? I don't think so. Everybody's time is valuable. It's our most valuable resource is time. I don't know if you knew that. Which kind of begs the question as to why I'm doing this, but it's to de-stress you, and it's in some ways also to de-stress me. So I consider it to be a valuable use of my time. And I hope that you, my daily life viewers, feel that it's a valuable use of your time to watch this program. I kind of think you do, or you wouldn't be watching me. But anyway, I digress. A couple more things I want to say about parking before it's time to sign off. Yeah, parking, okay. When you park your car and you don't remember where you parked it, that's just so funny. Doesn't everybody love that? You park, you can't remember where you parked, and so then you ever see somebody walk out of like Walmart and they just kind of pause in front of the doors there, and they just kind of do this, they kind of just pause and go, if they do that, what I just did, means they forgot where they parked. And now you're going to see them doing this. Well, that you got to pretend I'm walking right now. Because they don't know where they parked. And they are pressing the lock button to try to find their car, because on most modern cars, when you do that, the horn beeps. Quite a funny sight. I've personally done it a few times. It's embarrassing. Everybody does it though, because everybody forgets where they parked. It's a fact of life. And no points away from you if you forget where you park regularly, because it's a thing that everybody does, and that's one of the good things about parking. I like to end on a positive note. That's one of the good things about parking. Anyway, I'm coming up on time. I didn't start my little timer. I have use a timer to keep myself in check. I didn't start it right, so around 10 minutes, but I'm not quite sure, so I'm going to stop now. I can tell you the topic for tomorrow on Daily Life will be shopping malls. Kind of ties into what we were talking about today with parking. So stay tuned for that. It'll be a good one as we close off the first week of Daily Life. Have a good day.